We start. Hello, George.
Hello, Monica.
Hello. I'm so glad that you're here and you share your story with us. And what is your last name, actually?
It's Anthony, George Anthony.
It's George Anthony. And we are here in a wonderful, on the island, Koh Phangan, Thailand, and at the Siam Healing Center. And it's a very, very, very nice center. This is a yoga center. And here I met George, and he gave me some lessons in yoga. And this is a big challenge for me and for you. I think so, because I'm actually a beginner and you're a professional. How was it for you?
Well, the fact that it's a challenge, it has nothing to do with you beginner or me professional. If it's not a challenge, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing a little bit, For somebody to grow and to change themselves, they need some challenge that's going to box them in a little bit and make them grow, to make them come out of their circumstance or their situation, right?
Okay.
So,
and I hope...
It was a pleasure to work with you, actually.
Thank you. This is what I want to hear. My God.
Maybe not a lot of people want to hear something like that if they're curious about yoga, but if you look at your own life, if anybody looks at their own life, I think they'll find that that's mostly true.
Okay. It was very, very interesting, and I've never done this before, as you know. And it was, but you showed me a lot of nice, really, really good moves, and they go very deep, and it was wonderful. I combined me with the nature. And this is, thank you very much for this.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
And tell me a little bit, how does it start with your yoga thing? Where you from?
I'm from Pennsylvania, from USA.
From Pennsylvania, USA. Wow.
Yeah, and
we're here in Thailand.
Here in Thailand now, and I've been here since 2008 mostly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the way it started was... I was kind of following a really typical track for an American, go through school, go to college, some cultural norm kind of things I didn't really follow so much, and I always felt a little bit not like an American somehow. Like I didn't care about the sports and the TV shows so much, and I didn't care about politics, and I didn't have interest in a lot of really professional career kind of things that would raise status for a person, and all these things. I was just thinking, why do that though? Why would I spend my time and energy on something that doesn't seem really pure and wholesome in a way? And I think because of that, but without having an idea of what I wanted to focus towards, I just became really lazy, actually. And also, it was this similar track of a lot of Americans too, is to get to university and then just cut loose, and you become like a party animal, or you have no ambitions, or you have no motivation. And that was very much where I was at when I was in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that time, compared to now, I could say I was quite depressed. Compared to now, I could say I was quite overweight. Compared to now, I could say I didn't...
You were overweight?
Yeah, I was overweight.
Oh, I can't believe. Wow.
It's not a lot, but I mean like 20 or 30 pounds at sometimes, more than I am now, and that's not a little bit.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
So it's changed my life many ways. So how did I get to that though? Is that's basically what I already said. I felt stuck in some situation that I didn't know what to do about it. So I just tried to change the whole situation. I didn't know where to start, so I said, okay, I'm going to quit school.
Okay.
I'm going to take care of myself somehow.
Wow.
And the first idea of taking care of myself was, I'll go running in the snow in the winter time. I'll just take a run outside once a day. And the motivation for that went away in 2 days. it was over like that, I was like, okay, that wasn't it. Let's think more. And then... But
you were searching. So you were searching.
Yeah, and it didn't stop also that because that didn't work, I would stop or something. It was, I was already frustrated enough with like all my things I just said that I knew I needed to change something significantly to feel more alive and more motivated. And that's lead to yoga, and how I started yoga practice is kind of mysterious because there's no direct person or teacher or class that I went to or came to me. It was more like, I heard about that, and I heard about some mystic origins. You know, like I took a world religion class in college, and I grew up with friends in many different religions, but I wasn't raised with any religion. And I know some people associate yoga with religion a lot because there's practices within it, which they're the same as religious practices actually. And if you look at a lot of things, they all share the same practices, but with just like different flavors only, you know. Do you like a spicy practice, or do you like a sweet practice, or a salty practice, or whatever?
Soft.
Soft or hard,
really, yeah.
chewy or crunchy. So I was already appreciating that a lot before yoga, just seeing that everyone's doing the same kind of thing actually. But then in college, I knew that people were doing these classes where they're doing, you know, physical movements and stretches and postures, and I didn't know of anybody who was joining those classes, and I was really, really shy.
Really?
Really super shy, especially at this time, because I was self-loathing. I was sad and depressed with myself, and I didn't want to be in anybody's attention. So, like many people also, I started from the internet, but I started in a way which was like, I'm going to look at one thing, just one practice or one posture, and I'm going to put the computer away and I'm going to just try that over here by myself, you know, instead of following a video or listening to something. And
okay, and was there one turning point that you really felt, that you really feel? What was the really turning point that you changed your life?
Well,
here inside,
I think part of it was actually my 21st birthday.
Oh,
and
okay. What happened?
I turned 21, and I decide things kind of in funny ways, right?
Okay.
So when I turned 21, I told myself, George, now you're an adult. Let's take care of ourselves.
Wow.
And it was just like that, you know, and instead of it just being a birthday or it being the legal age to, you know, buy alcohol or rent a car or whatever in America, I decided it was my adulthood, and just completely from inside of myself, I said, now is the time to be a mature and responsible person, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not claiming to be a master of that either, but from where I was before, I've evolved several times, maybe several more times, I don't know.
And then you took the responsibility.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
Only for you.
This is the hugest part of it.
Wow.
And from there, it wasn't long until I made many decisions that brought me into this direction, and brought me to meeting many people and other informations and inspirations that...
You're on your way?
Yeah, I'm on my way, and I can't believe or understand even how it's gotten to some places that it's gotten, and how it's connected to how I started, but of course it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last question, how came you here to this island? Why you go out from America? You can also work there.
The first thing I'll say about that is actually really useful, I think, to a lot of people, because working on habits and working on behaviors is not always easy. And it has a lot to do with the environment that we find ourselves in. And we could say how many of our normal, typical daily life situations trigger us into a certain kind of behaviors and habits. And when you choose to transform yourself, it's really helpful sometimes if you extract and pull yourself out of some of those situations, because not because they're bad, but because you're so affected by them that you can't get enough perspective to understand how to change it while you're in it. You know, it's like kind of, you're too close. You're looking at a piece of artwork, but you're standing only an inch away, and you think it's just a red blob.
Yeah.
You know, but actually it's a whole scene and an image, and many things happen inside of it.
Yeah, wow.
So I think that was important to me at that time. I wanted to just get out of everything that was going on already. And at the time, now it's more like the normal story parts. I was dating an American girl.
Yeah. Here?
No, in America.
In America. Okay.
And it was at this time I was thinking about where to go abroad to do a yoga teacher training course. and she was saying, "Hey, I'm going to Thailand next summer, and I'm going to teach English in Thailand."
Great.
And I thought, that's about the time that I'm going anyway, and I'm looking at Asia and other places like in different countries, so why not look at that? And I went really quickly to finding a studio and a teacher seemed like exactly what I wanted to find almost, you know. So she brought me here basically, and I still have a lot of gratitude to her.
The love. So it's always the love.
Yeah. I mean, that was the last part of that relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're here.
But I'm here now.
But you travel all over the world. No, you give yoga classes in Dubai, I've read.
Mostly around Southeast Asia, but
okay.
Dubai. I'm planning to go to Europe maybe next year.
To Germany, you promised.
To Germany, yeah. I have many friends and people I want to see in
wow,
Germany and to share there. And I took German language course in high school actually, but I've forgotten a lot. And I think if I go to Germany, I'll be pleasantly surprised when it starts to come back to the surface.
Of course, yeah. I have really the last question. Do you have a tip for people who are searching?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, what can they do to find their own way? And
there's so many tips we could say, but I think one really solid one, easy to use, is just look at the morning routine that you have in your life. You know, what do you do for the first 10 minutes you're awake? What do you do for the first 30 minutes you're awake? What do you do for the first hour you're awake? And when we want to work on ourselves too, it's hard to find the time. People say, I can't find the time, I'm too busy, how do I find the time? It's a good shift to say, I'm going to make the time instead of find the time. And usually that time that we can make the time is early in the morning before the world is calling, you know, for you to do your responsibilities. So it's classically suggested from yoga traditions, and it's also just really smart to say, okay, if I want to take care of myself, I should do it early in the morning when I don't have to worry about some other person or some other thing that needs something from me. And it's a quiet time of day for that, right? And you can have a big impact on who you are and how you feel with really short thing in the morning. And what I would recommend, if you have no idea what to do in the morning, just do whatever makes you feel active. Okay. Yeah, anything. And, and if you're not used to waking up in the morning, that's already enough. Just wake up early and do something that will keep you awake. Okay. Right? Like
it's like stretching is also okay. That come into the to your move and When
I'm trying to reset a little bit too, sometimes even now, instead of doing like a full yoga practice, I'll wake up and go for a little run.
Okay.
Or I'll wake up and do some breathing and then some push-ups. Or I'll wake up and I'll just clean the house first. You know, just something active early in the morning. And then when you get more yoga techniques that you know, then you can start to put them together into a practice, we could say.
Yeah, but the main reason is that you come to yourself, or that you feel yourself. Yeah. This is the reason why you have to be active, or what is the reason?
Well, the reason active is just because it calls attention more than more relaxing and passive things. And a lot of people need the kind of like, literally it's a waking up in the morning, but they also need something that's going to kind of wake them up, you know? If it's too...
And it's more easier to find your own way when you're active? Is this what you say?
Well, I think it's finding the thing that makes you happy, let's say. Yeah.
This is a good tip.
If we're just starting from the very, very beginning, just wake up and find something that makes you feel alive or makes you feel happy or makes you feel fresh.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
That's already wonderful, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, George.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
And have a really good time here, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen in German. Very good.
Sehr toll.
Oh, very, very good. Bye-bye. Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Okay.